three. This is Doreen.
I'm Chris.
This is Yanis, and this is
Hey.
oh, wait a minute. This is my twin.
You have to bring Spring Festival Duen to the show.
Cute.
And we got two of these.
Those are blind box Bing Duens. I like the blue one. The blue one.
They are just a great collection.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you open it, about the blind box, when you open it, you really don't like what color it's gonna be. And you open it, and then you know what color you will like to get. So it's like they have many colors right here.
Oh right.
Oh my
yeah.
God.
Look at that. Yeah.
I think I have to change the background to like show. Did you see?
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Oh, they have many colors. This. Oh, sorry. This
So
one is rare. This one.
Oh, right. Choice of 7. Right.
Yeah.
I'm happy with the ones we have.
Why is that one rare? Why is it?
Because they only made so many.
Yeah, they only like if you have 120 blind boxes, you get one of these. So,
Oh, I
but
see.
this
Right.
6 Bing Duan, if you open like, how do you say that? It's like the rate. First, or
Right.
I'm not sure how to say it. It's like if you have 6 Bing Duan, they will have one of these, but you have to get 120 to get one of these.
Wow.
That's okay. I don't want one of those. I like my blue one.
Yeah, I think the blue and the white one is really good.
So tell me
Both of
about
them.
this Spring Festival, did you say? Is that what it is, Yanis?
Oh yeah, look at his little costume. Show him the Spring Festival. My Spring Festival.
You know,
I
when
got
it's time
one.
to
It's
talk
not here
about,
yet.
Yeah.
I feel so hot. You know, I feel so hot about talking about my Bing Duan. I have to take off my coat. Okay, look, this Spring Festival one. You know, in China, when it was during the Spring Festival, people would like to have some red costume. They would like to wear in red. And look at this.
Oh yeah, I'm with you.
The
Yeah.
mascot should be white. Actually, it's like the belly. The belly has the Beijing 2022 Olympics stuff.
I understand.
Right,
Is it
but Spring Festival is the best one.
is it based on a particular animal? It looks very panda-like.
It is panda.
Right.
It is
Bing-
panda.
Bing is a panda.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Mm.
Look at his tail.
Ah, look at that. Yeah.
I mean,
Got
only in
everything.
China could we put a tail on like that. That is so cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got everything.
Speaking of being in China, Yanis, would you like to talk about Shanghai?
Yeah. Shanghai. You know, a lot of friends of mine, they were stuck in Shanghai right now. They have more than 4,000 confirmed cases every day, and they were stuck at home. They cannot go outside. They cannot go outside to get their food. They would like to order some veggies and meat online, but because there are so many people who like to order some, it's really difficult for them to get one. So a lot of them, they don't have enough food, so they have to get instant noodles like almost twice a week, and they really don't want to do that. The life in Shanghai was not that good right now.
Right. A lot of my students are in Shanghai. They've been going through almost daily testing, which if I have tested negative and you stick me in a room by myself and you pull me back out of the room to test me again, I'm still going to test negative. But, you know, there's nothing you can say. And I'm very sad because the food in these areas where they're doing these lockdowns, it's rare. You go into the grocery stores. Some of the students have been shooting me pictures. The store shelves are empty. Delivery time takes 2 to 3 hours. People are made to wear protective gear because they might have the flu. Oh, I forgot we're calling it Omicron now. Or is it COVID? Or is it the flu? It's hard to tell. You cannot mail packages into Shanghai right now. This is France 24 that made this article. It's hard. It's very hard right now. I really don't think, this is going anywhere, and we're not allowed to use the word, so I'm not going to, but the lockdowns are kind of a little bit scary. I want the best, and I'm praying for the best for my students. But what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Now,
Sure, can't do.
this week, there was a birthday. And the birthday was for the Eiffel Tower. I mean, that's kind of cool, right?
Oh, yeah.
When you think about the Eiffel Tower, you have to stop and think. It was built for a World's Fair. And it was constructed to be put up and then taken down. It was not supposed to stand up there. And it was put up in 1889. So this week it celebrated its huge anniversary, right? 99. So what is it, 230 or is it 130 years old? Yeah, and it's how old? 1889 to now.
What?
It was put up in 1889.
1889.
Right. To today.
18
How long is that?
133.
133 years old. For something that was only supposed to be put up for a few months. I mean, think about it. Here, look at it being built. The area it takes up is phenomenal. Chris, have you ever seen it?
Yeah, I saw it once. Also, there's a thing in a few years later in Britain, a enterprising chap who owned a circus and fairground, built something called the Blackpool Tower, based exactly on the French Eiffel Tower. And I've been up the Blackpool Tower quite a few times, and it's quite spectacular. So being up the French Tower must be absolutely amazing. I've only seen it from a distance.
It is rather amazing. It's fun to walk around, and what surprised me was the amount of area it takes up. It is rather large. I mean, it always looks big in the pictures, and you always think it's big. But that's one of those things where when you see it in person, it's like, holy shit,
Yeah.
When we think about the Eiffel Tower, it went up on March 31st of 1889.
Yeah.
And it took almost 2 years and 2 months of construction. It was the tallest building in the world for over 40 years.
Oh, wow.
And it was only put up to represent the French Revolution at the World's Fair. How they figured that celebrated the revolution, I have no idea. And people think about Monsieur Eiffel, who, that is who the tower is named after. But it had architects. And I don't really want to butcher the name, so we're going to leave the last names off. There was Stefan, Emile, and Maurice. And they were the amazing architects of this tower. Do you know it was once painted yellow?
Oh, wow. Oh, I like that sound. I like the sound of that. Yellow, yeah.
Well, it is, you know, the Eiffel Tower, being born in France and being Parisian, it has to keep up with styles and trends. And the Iron Lady has had a few different colors. There was a reddish brown color. It was yellow for a while. It was yellow brown. It's been chestnut brown. Guess they like brown on it. I don't know why. At the moment, since 1968, it has a special mixture called Eiffel Tower Brown. Wonder if I could get that at Sherwin-Williams.
It's great at Christmas time. They put lights on it and light it up, and at special events, it looks great. It takes a lot of light bulbs. I don't know how many, but it's one of those really spectacular sights when it's lit up.
They do that here with the sunshine. Easy for me to say today. They do that here with the Sunshine Skyway Bridge.
Oh wow, yeah.
They do light it up in different colors.
Yeah.
The closest thing they have in New York, and I can see the building in my head, and it comes down, and it was built in the 20s. They do it there too. Empire State Building. Empire State Building.
Oh yeah.
I don't know what they do at the Chrysler Building anymore. I don't even know if it's called the Chrysler Building anymore.
Yeah.
The Empire State, no matter who buys it, will always be the Empire State.
Mm.
Here in America, it's been a little crazy. If you buy like this, we'll call it a roadside attraction for lack of a better term. Like if I bought the Statue of Liberty, I could rename it into anything I want.
Mm.
There are certain things like the Empire State Building that will always be the Empire State Building.
Yeah, I know there was a bridge here in London called London Bridge, and
yeah, that's in America now.
That's right. And I think the chap who bought it thought he was going to get Tower Bridge, you know, the one that opens
No, he
up.
knew he was getting London. He knew he
Did
was
he get
getting a London
that?
Bridge. Many
Oh.
people confuse the Tower Bridge for the London Bridge.
Mm.
And I don't know why, maybe because the Tower Bridge is much better known.
Yeah, yeah. But you'd have thought it were called, I would have called the Tower Bridge London Bridge and left it at that. But it's got towers on. The Tower Bridge has towers. So I suppose that's the right way of calling it. But yeah.
Well, what it is London Bridge was constructed first.
Yeah.
And it was the initial bridge to London, and then came Tower Bridge. So London Bridge was still there when they built Tower Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, world history, you get into some of these things and it's really fascinating.
Mm.
Now, I know you're so excited because it's another artwork show. Woohoo!
Yee.
Alice looks so excited. Look at her.
Mm.
What is a famous bridge in Guangdong? Yanni?
Bridge.
What is
They don't
famous?
have-
What is the famous building or bridge in Guangdong?
They don't have the famous bridge.
They may not
I
have a
think-
famous bridge, but they have several famous buildings.
But so if I was coming to visit you, Yanis, what would you show me first? What would you be most proud of?
Be proud of this province or this city.
A building
the
that I would,
above.
anything I would like to see. You say, oh, you must come and see this.
What is special
Uh,
about Guangdong? Boy, I threw you off on that one, didn't I?
Besides you living there, what else is special?
I think it's the Guangzhou Tower.
All right.
Tower.
Guangzhou
Yeah, it's
Tower?
tower. Guangzhou Tower. It's like it looks like the Oriental Pearl Tower in
Does it
Shanghai.
really?
Yeah, it looks like. But you know, I live in the third tier city. It really does not have the very huge building, very fantastic. It does not have one. And about the bridge, it looks really old. I don't think they look cool like London Bridge. So I think it's the Guangzhou Tower.
Mm.
Tower.
What is that? What is it like? Is it for businesses or is it for people to live in?
It is for people to look. It's like for people to admire. It's for sightseeing.
Ah, I'm with you.
Okay. Spell
Yeah.
Guangzhou, Yanni.
Guang.
Guan. Oh, G. I was
Z.
doing ZO.
ZHOU.
Okay. The Canton Tower in Guangzhou.
Wait a minute.
I got it.
Let me
I got
see.
it. I think I got it. Let me see. Let me see.
Let me show.
I think I got it, baby. It is beautiful. But then again, you know, when you're down in Guangzhou, it is just a beautiful area.
Can you show everybody the picture?
Like
I
this.
just
Oh,
yeah, it is this one. It is this one.
It's gorgeous. Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
Mm,
What a
Yeah.
beautiful city.
absolutely amazing. What is that river called?
It's Zhujiang River.
Mm,
Zhujiang River.
right.
It
yeah.
it came from Chinese, so they use pinyin. They use
Yeah.
pinyin.
Oh,
Pinyin,
This-
Chris, is when they translate the Chinese into English.
yeah.
And it's still Chinese. It's verbally
Mhm.
spoken as Chinese, but it is in Pinyin.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. Yeah,
Just
gorgeous.
like, do you know tofu, Chris? Tofu.
Mm. Yeah.
TOFU. Tofu.
Yeah, we know
Yeah.
tofu, Yanni.
I do
Yeah,
know.
this word came from Chinese as we use pinyin to translate. So just the same as the river.
I'm with you.
The river over there.
I understand.
And
Yeah.
that is quite a beautiful, I mean, it is an amazing tower. It is an amazing river.
Incredible.
Oh, let me see. You have, oh, Guangzhou. Yeah, I got that.
Look at that.
Okay. So when we're talking about all of these rivers and things, it is kind of unique. And especially when you're talking about Chinese design, there's a lot to be said. Chinese artists have such a different concept of space than your regular, well, not regular, but your European or American artists. One of the more famous, Chris, can you enunciate his name?
Is it Weiwei? Maybe Yanis could help us here. I've heard people call him Weiwei. A Chinese.
Weiwei.
Is that him? Is that the one? Do you know him, Yanis?
Wait, what is that?
Yeah, that is his.
That is him.
that-
Wait a minute.
it-
If
it's-
you look at your
He-
notes that I sent you,
Is he
It's-
Chinese?
yeah,
Ai Weiwei.
Ai Weiwei, yeah, and
Ai
he's
Weiwei.
he's famous in Britain, but he's infamous in China for the art that he does. He criticizes the government. Now, I'm not political, so I don't really follow the politics of his art, but I really like what he does.
Well,
does,
he grew up in far northwestern China. You're talking about like up under Harbin. And that up there is very cold. It's like being sent to the Russian front, you know. And his father was in exile. So his father must have been a government dissident himself. And Weiwei tries to encapsulate political conviction. And he used to brush up against the Chinese government a lot. He has many sculptures. He's done many photographs. He's done many public works. And in doing this, he learned to appreciate China. The government he once hated openly, he really stopped to say, hey, look, you know, things are not as they should be. We can make them better. He disappeared for a few weeks and spent some time with the Chinese government. And when he reappeared, he had a new and revived sense of China. He has lived in Berlin, Germany, in the UK. Since 2021, he is now in Portugal. But his artwork is phenomenal. I mean, look at him. He's so funny. But look at his art.
It's monumental, really big stuff.
Well, it's not just how big it is, but look at what he's done.
Yeah.
I mean, the bicycle as a concept is one thing. To have it as a sculpture piece,
Yeah.
wow.
Takes it out of, makes something ordinary extraordinary. I
He
like
took this idea of a snake. Now, he has done a few snakes around the world, but this one I thought, I love the colors. The one that he did that's on the ceiling of one of the art museums is just phenomenal. Now, this textured piece here is called the sunflower seed. And you see people in this room and there's nothing but sunflower seeds on the floor. Yanni, have you seen this piece? This is in China.
No, but I think this picture is really cool. This one, it's like you can lay down and then just look at the ceiling.
They encourage it. They encourage it. Let me explain to you about the sunflower piece. When he went in and we'll call it re-education for lack of a better term. Mao Zedong, who people around the world, I really don't think they understand him the way Chinese people do. The sun, Mao Zedong in this would be the sun. And the citizens of the People's Republic of China would be seen as the sunflower seeds that were on the floor. And according to Weiwei, the seeds are always turning towards the sun, just the way China's people turn towards their leader. And it was a symbol of camaraderie during difficult times. These are times when people needed to look up. People needed to look ahead. You know, outside of China, people have a hard time understanding what Mao Zedong was like. They know how the world feels about him, but Chinese people love Mao. They do. And they see him as a great leader because there was a transition to be made, and although it was difficult, he did it. And like the lady laying there looking up at the sun, that is what he wanted. That is what Weiwei wanted. He wanted the people to look toward a brighter future. As an artist, how much more could you really say? You want your country's future to be bright. And what a way to say it, don't you think?
Yeah, it's marvelous. And it's interactive. People can come and touch it and experience it rather than it being behind a glass case, for instance, or
right,
roped off. You can't beat art that helps people understand it by actually being in it.
Well, if you look here at the snake, you can see how the benches aren't really level, are they?
Right.
He wants you to sit and he wants you to lay and he wants you to be in front of his artwork. He
Mhm.
wants to make it interactive. Even here in the bicycle world, he wants you to walk through it. He wants you to adjust your perspective from different angles.
Yeah.
I think he's pretty awesome in that.
Yeah.
Alice, what do you think?
I think it's awesome too. Look at that.
I mean, how do you feel about what your countryman has done?
I don't know.
I know it's a lot to think about, isn't it?
Bicycles are quite used a lot, aren't they, in China, from what I can see? So I suppose he's bringing a little bit of China into the big sculpture, and making a statement about the transport in China on bicycles.
In China, I mean, I drive in America. I have no problem driving, but I will not drive in China. I love China, and to drive in China would scare me so bad. And I have been
Because
driving since I was 13. But you have bicycles coming this way, and you have motor scooters coming that way, and you have cars to look out for, and people walking. And I mean, when I am in China, I am happy to take the DD. DD is the Chinese form of Uber.
and they have very severe traffic jam, and that's why a lot of people do not like to drive. I got my driving license a year ago, but I only drive twice. A year ago, I got my license. I haven't.
You have one.
Yeah, I have one, but I only drive twice. Only twice in a year.
See?
Mhm.
That's okay, Yanni. If you were in America, I would let you drive my car with no problem, but China's very different. There's a lot going on when you're driving in China. I
I'd
mean,
better have the shared bike. It's more convenient.
if you're not doing any long distance, a bike is more convenient, I think, or walking. I mean, where Chris lives, believe it or not, you can walk downtown just from where he lives.
Oh yeah, so it takes me 10 minutes
Do you
to the centre of town and where all the activity is. Yeah,
do you live in the city?
yeah. It's fairly quiet now in town, because a lot of the shops that were in the town where I live have moved out into big shopping malls on the outskirts, and I would need to take a car or a bus there. So it's the centre of town is now more a place where people live, in apartments and things like that. They have a marketplace as well that sells food and clothing and things like that. But it's it's very quiet. It would be very quiet compared to where both Yanis and Doreen live. You would find it very quiet. And I live outside.
I'm
If
in
I got
Florida. Woohoo! We are all woohoo around the state, though.
if I got a camera and poked it outside this window near where I'm sat, you would see a main road, and that's fairly quiet as well. So, and
If I took a camera and put it outside my window right now, you would see the countryside.
yeah, that's a great, yeah.
Where you are, it looks more city, but it's actually more country than me. And where I am looks more country, but it's actually more city than him.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. I mean, we go to when I go painting, we go just like half an hour in a car, and I'm in the moorlands of Sheffield and countryside.
Moors, Yanni, are like yours. Moors and Craigs are kind of like cliff sides, seaside town, seaside.
Yeah.
They don't really have those in China.
Right. Yeah.
Not unless you're going into the mountains.
when you want to do the painting, do you go to the countryside that in the corner that there's nobody there, and
Yeah,
you
that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very quiet where I go, and you get wildlife like ducks and birds and hedgehogs and badgers, and if you're very quiet, they will come out. And while I'm painting, you see some strange animals that come out, and if as long as you don't frighten them, I sometimes give them little bits of food. So it's really nice to be outside in the fresh air, experience at this time of year, especially because it's spring, and you can get the smells and the sights and the views of English countryside. And I try to paint that with varying degrees of success, but it's a great thing to do.
Oh, sounds great. Actually, I have done that in Shanghai and Jiangmen. Jiangmen is the city where I am living in now. And we sometimes go to the countryside to have a picnic.
Oh, lovely.
And-
Yeah, that's nice.
And we can fly kite, but not really quiet because there are so many people here.
Mm.
So it's kind of difficult to
Uh-huh.
find a place that's so quiet, like
Yeah.
what you said.
Yeah, I don't mind cities and I don't mind seeing busy places, but it's nice to sometimes get out where there's water.
Giannis, can you see that?
What?
That's Chris.
That's me
Oh.
painting in the countryside
That's
Next to
him
the-
painting in the countryside.
next to a lake with lots of ducks.
That's his Instagram.
Yeah, on
Who
Instagram.
did you go with your friend or you go
Yeah.
by yourself?
I go with my wife, who is a photographer. She likes to take photographs. So we go in different directions when we get there. I go to the spots where it's quiet, and she goes into these places where she can photograph ducks and sometimes little mice and what we call voles, which are like little bit bigger than mice and things like that. Yeah. So we like. I
Yeah,
like
her
to paint-
photography has gotten amazing.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I like to paint a scene rather than photograph it because I can get the colours better, and I just enjoy doing that. That's all there is to it. If you've got some hobby that if you've got a pastime or a hobby that you enjoy, then it's really great to be able to pursue it.
Well, one of the things that I know Chris does and loves to do is recycled art.
Mm.
And one of the things we really kind of need to talk about is how much pollution is in the ocean and how can one work with the other. We have many artists, especially here in Florida. They've gone down to the ocean and they clean up the beach. And if you do it every day for 30 days, you will come up with some amazing trash. Let's take a look at some of that amazing trash. Hi, Bing. Yes, Yanni, we see your Bing. This artist here used flip-flops
Oh wow!
and made a wave, right?
a wave of
Now, the funny thing is, this guy is a business owner. And he made this wave of flip-flops from going to the beach.
Huh.
Now, his business is a surf shop. So he put a surfboard in there, and as you can see, that makes an Instagram moment. So when he installed this into his store, his customers got an Instagram moment that they could take with them. And a lot of people came into the store just to be part of this. And then they stopped and they bought goods. So it was a good draw for his store. And I think that was pretty awesome.
That's excellent. Love it.
Another lady in Key West.
Oh wow!
Look at what she did with the garbage.
That is incredible. All sorts of bits there. Like,
Dolphin.
yeah,
Oh,
computer
Shark.
parts.
Shark.
That is
Yeah.
amazing.
Dolphin, you can swim up to Yanni. Shark, no. Here's another one. This one is in
Mm.
Miami. And how cool is it that you could get that much garbage to build a statue that big?
Oh, yeah, look at that.
I mean,
That's
if you look at
incredible.
the people in the background, you can really begin to see how big this statue is.
Yeah.
Is it a shark statue?
No, this is
too?
called a sailfish.
Selfish.
Right. Now, where'd the Chris art go? There we go.
Selfish.
Chris also got some art. You want to tell us about this piece, Chris?
Yeah, I call that a seahorse. Its body is made up of snake skin, because my daughter keeps snakes and she keeps giving me these snake skins because she knows I can make stuff out. I like to make stuff out of found objects. And I just wrap this round some wood, and the red bit is like a candy container that my grandchildren left lying around. So I put that on it as well. And it just kind of pleased me the way the shape
Maybe
fell.
think of a mummy from Egypt.
Yeah, it could be a mummy. I'd call it that as well. It's whatever people see into it with found objects. You can see many things, and whatever you think that it could be. Yeah.
This recycled artwork is creative, and at one time maybe it had another purpose, but now it's artwork, and it's amazing because when you think of the biggest cause of ocean pollution is littering. It comes before sewage, it comes before ocean mining, it comes before oil spills, agricultural runoff, toxic chemicals. Do you know how many pollutants are in the air right now? And when it rains out to sea, it's not like those pollutants are going in the dirt, it's going in the water. And the other thing which really irks my chain is marine transportation. I was at the beach not too long ago, and in front of me and the people I was with goes this boat. The guy had such a heavy oil to gas mixture. Standing on shore, you could smell it as he went by.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, and can you picture what that's putting in the water? And you can't tell me standing on the boat, he can't smell it. And he can smell it and is just way too stupid to fix it. I have a beach I like to go to. It's called Anclo, and it's an amazing beach. It has a river side, and then it has a Gulf of Mexico side. Now, the river side has a no wake zone. The no wake zone is there for a reason. What no wake is means you can't go vroom with your boat. You have to just kind of putt along, which, it's kind of like a 20-mile-an-hour zone for cars. People don't want to do 20 miles an hour. But in that area, you have so much wildlife. And like I said, you have the park. So you have kids swimming and kayaking, and you have people that are out there, playing in the water. And you have these moron boat owners who vroom right past them, and they don't think about, if that was your child or grandchild there, would you feel the same way? I don't think so. But they're very selfish. And when you think of what's putting crap in our water, it's people being selfish. You don't belong throwing cans or bottles. Pick them up, take them with you, put them in a proper container.
This is very true. People don't realize what damage they're doing. They never think about it. I mean, we can recycle things. We was talking about me going out painting and doing things. I recycle things, and I needed some brushes, and I made two out of, guess what? Human hair. Whose human hair? Mine, of course.
I know. I can't believe you cut your hair.
Yeah, well, I was having it trimmed and I thought, I'm not going to lose those. And they're great brushes. And it's just a case of adapting things to what you want to use. If there's a need, mother is the necessity of invention. And I believe that you've got to try things and see if they work. And those
Yanni, what are you doing
sculptures-
about recycling?
Hmm?
What are you doing about recycling?
Recycling?
Well, in
Uh,
China, it's almost mandatory, or it was when I was there. I don't think that has changed, has it?
Recycling, I think is using the package. It's like if you have this box and you cut it and make it look like this one.
Yeah,
It's
that's
about
recycling.
recycling. You
Yeah.
you
Good
have
job,
the
girlie.
milk tea. You have the milk tea, and then you put when you finish drinking the milk tea, and then you wash it, and then you put your pan in there.
There you go.
That's
Way to go,
great.
Jan.
That's the one.
It's about recycling, I think.
When I was in China, when you bring your trash down, it's not just a matter of put your trash in a bag and take it down. What is that one, Yanni? A
It's
stick.
the-
Oh
it's
yeah,
the
what do you
big-
put that in there?
Pan.
More pens.
Yeah.
But you used to have to break down your trash and recycle. And it was mandatory by the government. You had to do your cardboard, your glass, and you brought it down all broken down and you put it into the different receptacles. I wish they would do that here. I think that was such a good idea. Oh, is that the one you made?
Wait a minute.
See, she got artistic, Chris.
Ooh, that's nice. How did you make that?
It's the little ball. I'm not sure how to say that in English. It's like the little thing. When you put it in the water, it would get bigger.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. Yeah, yeah.
And then you have different colors, this green, the blue, the yellow, and you put
Layer
I'm
them
not
in.
sure how.
Layer them
And
in.
then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
and then you put them in there. And I have more. Look.
Oh, look at that. That's really nice. Yeah. A rainbow.
I like that one. That one's pretty.
That is gorgeous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she is
when
very inventive.
Yeah.
No,
Very
see now
clever.
you're in the blur.
Oh.
It is very beautiful, Yanni. Nice sculpture.
Gorgeous.
But this is ugly.
It is not ugly. It is just different than the others. It is.
Yeah,
layered
that's right. Yeah. Yeah.
I have more. This.
Oh yeah, look at
Oh
this.
my
You got a
God, so
collection.
cute. No, I like that one. I like that one. You should mail that one to me.
I can't keep them. When you get back to China, I give it to you. Look, it's very easy to make one. They have the little ball. I'm not sure if they have that in America and England or not.
Yeah, they do. I buy them for my grandson.
Let me show you. Those little ball. Did you see?
Oh
If you
yeah.
put
See, those are the little balls you should send me. And then I can.
Yeah,
make
that's
them
true.
here.
This. It's like you put it in the water and they would get really big.
Yeah.
So excited, isn't she?
Like this.
Oh yeah.
A red on red
Those are-
one. What are
Yeah.
you doing?
Did you see the ball?
Oh yeah, they've expanded.
Yeah.
You put water in it, they get bigger.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, they are beautiful.
really good.
Now that we're looking at those big tall things, do you know what this week's animal is? Oh my God, she's got yellow and green too. How many of them did you make, Yanni? We got yellow,
More.
green, purple, red.
More.
And a blue one.
Blue, yeah.
And the purple one, yeah. Red,
bet they
look,
look-
the color of America.
I bet they look great on a windowsill when the sun shines onto them. And I bet they cause nice reflective
Reflections in the room, right?
reflections. Yeah.
That would be cool. I love the rainbow colored one. That's awesome.
Mm.
When you feel bored, they've got nothing to do, and you don't have a lot of money to buy any other stuff, you can make those.
That's great.
This-
Good idea.
Yeah, I have those little bags. You spend 1 RMB, you get 10 bags.
Yeah, great. You could make them for your friends and give them as presents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made them for the birthday. I
Oh, yeah,
send those to them on their birthday. Those
that's
are
nice. Yeah.
really
A present,
cool.
I think a present that's been made by somebody means so much more than
More
one
than-
bought in a
Yeah.
shop.
I do
Yeah.
too. I appreciate when somebody draws me a picture as opposed to going to spend $10 at the shop.
True.
It means more to me.
Yeah, I think so. That's why I make the paper cutting. But paper cutting, it takes a lot of time. It takes like 5 hours or 2 hours at least. But those, it takes only 20 minutes. You're
Great.
gonna make this.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
I know
Really?
your paper cuttings are amazing.
Yeah,
We
I
are
saw
going to
them.
talk about that in another show. That will have to be a third art show. We're going to go into paper cutting.
Paper cutting.
But Yanni, those are big and tall. What else do we know that's big and tall? What animal is this week? Do you know?
I know, giraffe.
Giraffe. I think it is very funny whether they're in the zoo or on the plane, they all kind of stand together. They're so cool, you know. Did you know that when we think about the giraffe, giraffes are the tallest mammal in the world? They can stand a half hour after being born. They're usually standing up. They do not lay down very often. They don't require much sleep. They like to hang out in groups. They're very peaceful. When you look at a giraffe and see its spots, like a human's fingerprint, the spots are different to every giraffe. Every giraffe is unique. They can run at 35 miles an hour if they have to, but they don't like to. They like to stay around 10 miles an hour, which to a human isn't very fast. To a giraffe, it's a good steady pace. Do you know a giraffe's neck is too short to reach the ground? They only need to drink every few days. Their heart is 2 feet long and it weighs about 25 pounds. And a giraffe's lung can hold 12 gallons of air. And they eat the acacia tree. I mean, part of the reason that when we look at them, that their necks are so long. Here, let me show you. The acacia tree grows up tall. What is with my pictures today? They just do not want to work together. So as we look at the acacia tree, look at how tall it grows.
Wow.
Why does a giraffe need long neck? Well, because its food is up that high.
I have sent this picture on my biology book.
Yes, it is a well-known picture. I often
Right.
use it in my English classes to teach the long neck.
People used to think they didn't make any noise, but apparently they do. But humans can't hear them. They communicate with each other through very high. It's a sound that they make that we can't hear, but they do seem to.
They also make a
communicate.
whooping sound. Have you heard them?
Yeah.
If the mother is looking for her child in the herd, they'll make this sound, and you hear it kind of come out of the throat, and it's I can't make the sound. It's like whoop whoop whoop, and it's like that. Now, when they are, I don't know, for lack of a better term, gossiping with each other,
Mhm.
they have this high pitched sound that dogs can hear, but people cannot. But when the mother is calling to its child, you can hear it. That's the only time really you hear them. I don't know that I'd want to take one home. There was once a lady in Britain who had one, and she used to have to feed it out her second story window.
Yeah, there's a zoo nearby where it's near Doncaster, near to where I live, and it's called Doncaster Wildlife Centre. And we've been a few times, and you climb up these steps, and there's like a platform, and you're up level with the giraffes, and you can feed them, and it's a really weird experience seeing a giraffe full on looking at you. And we fed them willow leaves. They really like willow leaves, the willow tree.
Right.
They enjoyed that.
Did you notice the green tongue?
Yeah, it's about 2 foot long. Incredible. And it can wrap round your hand and sort of drag you along. Yeah, purple. Yeah, there's really weird tongue.
Naturalists
gentle.
feel that when it comes to their tongue, that tongue is created so the color difference is the amount of blood that goes into the tongue.
Ah, yeah.
I don't know if that's true, but that is what I have been told.
Yeah, I'm sure. And they're so strong, the tongue, they can pick food between really long thorns. It doesn't bother them, and they can chew. The mouth must be really hard inside because they chew these thorns, and the stomach digests them, which is absolutely incredible. Also, they're very powerful when, like Dee was saying about they communicate with the young. If the young are threatened by a tiger, I've seen a little bit of film where a mother giraffe has kicked a lioness to death because it threatened a young, threatened the young. You know, it was going to pounce on it and try and eat it. They just kicked it to death. Those powerful legs are so, massive.
People don't understand how tall they are until you get to see them in a field with a gazelle. A gazelle, the back of the gazelle, usually it stands about my shoulder height. And that doesn't even come halfway up to a giraffe's knee, you know? Giannis, what do you know about a giraffe? Tell me.
I know about their tongue. That's the only thing that I noticed in the zoo. That's what you haven't already talked about that just now.
So tell me what you know about the tongue.
It's green.
It can be green or purple.
I have seen so many giraffes, their tongue is green because I have already paid like 30 RMB to like give them the leaves. In the zoo, it's like they charge a really high price for feeding the giraffe, and they have to get the leaves that they sell, not the leaves that you can pick up on the floor. It's the leaves that specially prepared for the giraffe.
Right.
So I have seen them. They were eating the leaves that I spent a lot of money on, and then one bite, they got all of it. So I have seen their tongue.
Yeah.
Whenever we are in zoos or places like SeaWorld, we have to keep in mind Yeah, they charge us high prices. Why? Have you ever had a pet? Pets don't, even if I gave you an animal for free, it's not free. You have to take it to the vet. There's people that have to shovel the manure. You have to feed it and you have to care for it. So in the zoo, they are doing that on a much larger scale. When you have to keep a giraffe, do you know how much food? It's like an elephant. Do you know how much food it eats every day? It's like an incredible amount. Here at SeaWorld, they go through truckloads of food for these animals. And people, oh, I don't want to spend that much. Well, what you're spending it on is the animal's ability to eat. As we've spoken many times, show me on the map where you can, oh, we're going to let it go in the wild. Where's the wild? Somebody said something to me about letting the orcas go, and I'm like, why? Who wants to kill them? They're safer in the zoos. I would love to tell you whaling doesn't happen, but it does. I would love to tell you overfishing doesn't happen, but it does. And all of these zoos and places like SeaWorld, they provide us stock, fresh stock, viable stock that we can replenish these areas with. The other thing is they get such good care in these zoos and in these, we'll call them foreign habitats. How's that? That if you release them back into the wild, it's kind of not fair to the animal. Here, I've given you all of your food. Now I'm going to release you to go hunt. They're going to look at you and go, what? I like my bed, you know? One of the saddest things we have going on over here right now, we used to have this thing called Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus, and it was an amazing circus. And granted, in every culture, there are one or two bad pet owners or bad trainers. But sadly, we know the media lies about so much, and they make this one little bad pet owner become all of the pet owners of the world are horrible. No, that's not true. But they did it enough where they shut down the circus. And it was funny. You saw these elephants who used to love to, you know, show off for everybody. And now they're over here in Plant City. And other than the few people willing to pay the price of admission, and I do mean few, they don't get to interact with people. With giraffes are such big animals. One of the things that was done by a zoo in Europe, the mother had a baby giraffe. And they really did not want the baby giraffe, and they didn't have anybody to take the baby giraffe. So they put the baby giraffe down. What? Why would you do that? And the worst part is somehow the communication got misdirected, and they did it, and it happened in front of school children. You can Google it. It was horrific. And then as soon as it was done, suddenly everybody was like, but we would take the giraffe. Well, why didn't you say that before they did this, you know? Just saying. So for those of you out there who hear me, please, please support your local zoos. They're so worth it. There are beautiful animals like giraffes and panda bears, and they're amazing elephants who love to be on display. People are, oh, they hate it. No, they don't. They come out, they willingly come out and put themselves out there for you, just like actors do or actresses do in the human breed. Kind of like us. Wow. Performing arts. Only humans are so arrogant to think that nobody else wants to do it. You know, I often think of the snake charmers. understand that that snake can come up and bite that human at any time and kill it dead. But it doesn't. Why? Because it enjoys the interaction. And with giraffes, Giannis, when you held up that thing for the giraffe, did the giraffe run away from you?
No.
It reached out and took the food from you, didn't it?
Yeah.
Was it angry?
No.
Giraffes are amazing creatures. They're huge and they're beautiful. Chris, have you fed the giraffe?
Yeah, we went to, we walked up this, it's like a special building that you can get to eye level with. And it's an amazing thing. It's quite scary at first because they've got big knobbly sort of horns, some of them have. And with one swing of the head, they could probably knock you right off this platform. But we gave them food and they didn't run away and they enjoyed our company. And it was really good to be that close to such a majestic animal. Great.
It is fun to be out in nature. And like we were speaking, Yanni, look at this. What do you think about that, Yanni?
I still cannot see it. Doreen Cooper Rooney has started screen sharing.
Oh,
I
now,
saw it.
now you can see. What do you think about that, Yanni?
It is in the countryside.
Chris painted that.
Yeah, that's where a place where I've been, where I mentioned it's got, they're like reeds. There's this grass, long grass that grows, and a little river that runs through it. And in the sky, birds fly around, and the sky, and you're so high up on this little hill that you can see the sky really well. And it's got all sorts of different colours, and sometimes it's really windy. I went there a couple of days ago, and it was actually quite cold. But I don't stay there too long, and then I move away and come down from this hill and go into a wooded area and paint that. So there's all places where you can go. People go to look at the birds.
The other thing I like you do, Chris, is the pen and ink.
Oh yeah,
Giannis, check this out.
That's a crow.
Mm-hmm.
What is that a parrot or bird?
Yeah,
Crow, yeah.
It's a crow. Yeah, do you get crows?
Oh, the crow. Not really. I don't remember seeing any there, Chris.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, and they're very clever as well. They do lots
get
of
them here.
Yeah, they're very clever birds.
They manipulate my chickens out of the chicken food. But yeah, I enjoy those. The other thing that I really want to touch base on before we go today, Chris, why don't you tell us about Grimm's Children Capital of Culture?
Yeah, this place where I go to is Grimm & Co., named after the children's storytellers, the Grimm's brothers. Now, they teach children to make up stories and use their imagination rather than using computers all the time to do things for them. They are going to be part of what's called the Children's Capital of Culture, which means it's fancy words, which means they will be doing making plays, writing stories, and people from all around Britain will come to join in this.
Be a photographer,
event.
be a videographer.
Yeah.
This is
All
really
sorts
cool
of
how
things.
they set this up. This is amazing.
Yeah.
And I think it's such a great thing to involve children. You know, the world doesn't just happen on a computer. It is fun to be on the computer. It is fun. It is a great way to be on the computer. But there's times where you have to put the computer, the phone, the iPad down and go out and be part of life.
Yes, this is it. This is where I think as well. You've got to join in different things rather than sat at home looking at a computer screen, which is nothing wrong with that. Computers are absolutely amazing.
No,
but sometimes
computers are great, but you gotta have that time.
Yeah.
time away from the computer. Your daughter Kay, I had sent her, she was doing tie-dye things a couple of years ago, and I had sent her some tie-dye. I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago. And you gave it to her and she took it home. Well, last year she sends me this picture, and it's the two boys and they're wearing tie-dye shirts. She's like, look, I finally used the dye you sent me. She had the kids doing tie-dye. It was so awesome. I was so happy.
Yeah, that's great. Doing practical things that need your hands and your...
Letting kids be kids. I think that is so important nowadays. They don't get that shot anymore, you know. I think it's great for children to have a childhood. Go beat on the drums, turn up the music, dance, woohoo, you know.
Yeah, that's it.
My
Exactly.
my kids always said I was more of a child than they were.
Yeah,
But I
why
wanted
not?
them to enjoy their childhood.
Yeah, that's a good thing to be able to release your inner child. Everybody's got one, no matter how old you get. People always got this child inside them, and some people like to show it more than others through artwork. You know, but I think
Oh,
Picasso.
Giannis had to explain it to her dad.
Oh,
Her
right.
dad is like, because I buy Giannis and I send Giannis all kinds of stuff. Giannis is my favorite daughter because I didn't have to give birth to her. But I love to spoil my Giannis, and I send her stuff all the time. And her father is like, you should not ask for such things. And Giannis is like, but I really don't. But I do. I mean, it is fun. It is fun to watch them interact. And I mean, Giannis isn't a baby anymore, but hell, I'm 56. So, you know, to me, I have fun with her.
Yeah.
When my
Great.
kids were little, I had to work so much that I really didn't get to spend time and hang out with them. Like, not like I wanted to. And with Giannis, well, I make her crazy.
Yeah.
Slightly fun Kwong, you know. I even when she was in school, I would call her every day. Hi, Yanni.
It's ridiculously crazy, not slightly crazy.
But you love me.
Nah.
Congo ne.
Pink Dwen, my pink Dwen.
Her mother is crazy and I am crazy. We both love her to death, you know. She has a Chinese mom and she has an American mom. Many
And
of my
both are
students-
crazy. Both are crazy. You know,
But you love us.
that's true.
Yeah, I know.
That's true.
I mean, Chris, you know what it's like. Well, the kids all love you. They love you. You're the fun one to hang out with. Rose is the one that makes them do stuff.
That's true.
I mean, with grandpa, it's like, let's whip out the paints and get dirty. And with grandma, it's like, no, you must get clean.
Yeah.
I want to dye my hair into this color.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. Yeah.
I saw a young Asian girl. I don't know if she was Chinese, but she was a young Asian girl and she had blonde hair. She had dyed. It wasn't, you know, and sometimes when I am in China, I see like highlights of blonde hair. This girl had just taken and dyed the whole thing blonde. And I didn't think I would like that because the black hair looks so natural. But the blonde hair did not look bad at all. I am not scared anymore. When Yana says that, I am not scared.
I want to do it in 2 years.
In 2
I'm
years.
going to,
Okay.
or me.
We need to write
Maybe.
this down, Chris. 2 years from today, Giannis, we will see the blonde hair, right?
Yeah, maybe pink.
Pink.
But I want to dye it into blonde.
Yeah, you cannot do pink. You are Chinese. You need to do the blonde.
Pink.
Blonde is acceptable. You show me a
Pink
Chinese
is-
girl with pink hair and I will think about
Okay, then we do the blonde.
it.
We
Okay,
do the blonde here.
I can do that.
Yeah, we can do the blonde here.
Like I have
And
to
look-
stay in it right.
Oh my god.
I love you. No, I am not doing my hair orange.
This
I
is
don't look good as a redhead.
you can dye your hair into black. That way maybe it would be easier for you to get back to Chinese.
Honey, with this pale white face, if I dye my hair into black, I will look like a witch around a cauldron.
No,
Yeah.
I will not.
When my hair was dyed blue, it made me look like 50 years older.
50 years older, that way you would look like over 100 years old. That would be a really good thing.
Yeah, I look like I belonged in a J.R.R. Tolkien book, you know?
No, we don't do the blue.
All right, guys. Well, it is time for us to wrap up our show. It has been fun today. Thank you. Chris,
It's
I love the
time-
background.
Yeah.
What
It's
is Bing
time
doing?
for Bing Duan Duan to say goodbye. Look at this blind box.
I love the blue one. I love the blue one.
Yeah.
All right, my babies. I will
Okay.
see you soon.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye bye.